Hello, students. I have received and viewed and responded to your visual design projects number 3. And once again, I just want to say I was very pleased with how successful you were at communicating something. And in most cases, it was where motion within the video or within the animated story communicated a lot of the message. So once again, I would like many of you to share what you produced with others, but I don't want to force you to do that. I have I'm of two minds when it comes to the whole show and tell aspect of this course. In the past, when I taught it face to face, I would ask if there were volunteers, and a lot of times many people would volunteer, but some would not, and they just didn't want to share it, and I was fine with that. But because I think you can learn from what other people are doing, I've once again created a page that anybody can write to, and in that page you can then post a link to your video if it is someplace that's linkable, or you should be able to upload it to that page. And at the end of this term, when I get your anonymous evaluations, I'm going to ask you to comment on how I might approach this question of asking students to share their projects with other members of the class. I've got a couple ideas, and I will pose those as options for you to sort of vote on, and then I'll take that into consideration for future deliveries of this course. All right, so then we're now moving on to just kind of a brief foray into virtual reality. A couple years ago, this was something that was being heavily touted in the press and in the media, and once again, kind of like 3D television, it did not quite take off, and I think there are specific reasons for that. But I've got a couple of links to articles and ways for you to experience virtual reality, which some of you can do it if you've got any kind of state-of-the-art smartphone. You can actually go to VR links, which mean that as you move your phone around, you're able to see something like 360 degrees around yourself on one plane. You can't quite see full 360 degrees in the other plane. And then there are 2 reading assignments, but you only need to do one of them. So one is about advertising, particularly the use of different visions of females when advertising to teenage readers. And then the other one is more about visual presentation of political leaders. And so then there are discussion questions. So depending upon which one you choose to read, you should then answer 2 of the 3 discussion questions on that topic. So you'll find a page with the discussion questions listed, and you should answer 2 of those. And so that's something that you should, do that reading and answer those discussion questions by next Sunday, which would be April 29th. And then finally, what I'm going to send is individual emails to each of you to try and set up either a phone call or an email exchange or face-to-face meeting to talk about your final project. See if you have any questions or there's anything I can help you with. I'm on campus a lot. I teach one night a week on campus on Tuesday nights, but other than Tuesday mornings and Wednesday mornings when I am occupied doing other things, I can meet anybody at any time. And so I could meet you at the Lawrenceville campus. I recently learned that one member of the class can be found on the Westminster campus. So you will get an email from me saying, how you doing on your final project? Do you have any questions? Do you want to just have a phone call? Do you want to just say it's all good in email? Do you want to do a FaceTime? Do you want to meet face to face so that I can do whatever might help you with your final project? So I will now, and then the other one is your VASML report, which a couple of people have acquired. But the deal is, you should have been paying attention all term long to a couple social media, and particularly in terms of the visual affordances. So you got to remember, what do they allow you to see, but also what do they allow you to show? So in my case, I post almost nothing to Facebook, but I get to see a lot of my friends, what they post. When it comes to Instagram, because I am being relatively active now in producing watercolors, every time I produce one that I like well enough to share, I post it on Instagram. So the visual affordances cover not just what you get to see in that social medium, but what you get to show as well. All right, so I'm going to pack this up now, post it as an intro to this module, and be back in touch with you via email about your final project. Talk to you later.